Bring home 7 days of savings with daily deals from the Fresh. Bring home 7 days of savings.
How about North Carolina FC as we welcome you to WakeMed Soccer Park, home to North Carolina FC, taking on Union Omaha, who have won 10 straight games in a row, first and second place. How big is this game? Well, let's take a look at the standings. 3 games remaining for North Carolina FC, 4 games remaining for Union Omaha. North Carolina FC 1 point ahead of Union Omaha. It truly sets the table for what should be a fantastic night here in Cary, North Carolina. And good evening, everyone. Alongside Andrew Tate, I'm Dean Linke, and you can't ask for more than this.
No, fantastic day here in Cary, and it's the 2 top-of-the-table teams meeting here in North Carolina, and it's a rubber match to decide who maybe is going to finish up as the Players' Shield winner and maybe have a home playoff game to go with it as well.
You were at practice this week, and you know what John Bradford wants to get done.
Yeah, absolutely. It was really fine-tuning some things that they did last week, preparing for this really powerhouse team in Union Omaha. And the big thing for me is the players in terms of OLX Anderson. He is a catalyst for this team. He has the most goal involvements of any player in USL League One. 16 goals, 6 assists, and what he did on the road this week was when he was pressing, the team really fed off of what he was doing defensively. In addition to Alex Anderson, you've got the Brazilian Rafa Mensingen. He's got 12 goals this season, and one team he loves playing against, Dean, is Union Omaha. He scored in his last 3 appearances against the team, including the playoff winning goal for Chattanooga last year that ended Union Omaha's season.
And for Union Omaha, you have your eye on Dion Akoff.
Yeah, the flying fullback is what I'm naming him, Dean. Look for him to scamper down the right flank all day today. North Carolina was looking at what they're going to do, the Owls, in terms of productivity, and a lot of crosses and things will come from this player, looking to hit those 2 6'4" strikers.
Great way to set the table. Union Omaha really good on that right side. So that will also mean a big night for Nelson Flores Blanco, the left back for John Bradford. It's first place North Carolina FC, just 1 point behind Union Omaha. Down the stretch we go. When we return, we've got the lineups and the kick here in Cary.
Bring home 7 days of savings with daily deals from the Fresh Market. Shop Mondays for buy one, get one free deals, including mouth-watering bacon and crab cakes. Tuesdays get chuck and chicken for just $3.99 per pound. Wednesdays save on shrimp and sashimi tuna. And shop Thursdays for tasty, easy meals under $10, including $7 pizzas. Then grab our 3-day weekend deals on the best meat and seafood, like gourmet burgers, lobster tails, and more. Don't wait to save. Shop the Fresh Market today.
With a brood like that to take care of, WakeMed Urgent Care ought to come in handy. We're everywhere you are, so accessing the care they need when they need it is easy. Soccer star? Covered. Your kids? Your baby? Done. The biggest baby of all? Virtual urgent care to the rescue. Now how convenient is that? Download the WakeMed All Access app today and take care of everyone in the family, including you-know-who.
Weldon Mills Distillery, born from the rich heritage of North Carolina. We craft some of the finest bourbon and spirits that are destined to be discovered by the world. There are no shortcuts to excellence, and that's why our mantra is simple. Never let efficiency get in the way of excellence. The foundations of our spirits are sourced right here in North Carolina, and our commitment to excellence has led to our continued growth and expansion. We are proud to offer a broad portfolio of brands that will stand the test of time.
A battle for first and second place with North Carolina in Omaha. We get you set. Andrew Tate alongside Dean Lincoln. Check out those records. 17 wins for North Carolina FC, 16 for Union Omaha. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the home team. North Carolina FC wearing the blue tops. John Bradford will make a couple changes.
Yeah, fresh off the back of 2 wins, 2 clean sheets as well. There'll be 1 change in the back line with Flores Blanco, Nelson Flores Blanco coming in for DJ Benton. The big changes in the attacking areas with Garrett McLaughlin, the captain, missing out through injury, but not a bad change with Rafa Mensingen coming in. As we said, he scored his last 3 appearances against the Owls.
Well done, Andrew. And the starting lineup for our visitors from Union Omaha, who always seem to be right there at the top of the table each and every year. Union Omaha will trot out. This is how we think they'll line up. They may change a little bit.
Yeah, and the big change for them is the veteran Connor Doyle missing in the middle of midfield. He'll be replaced by goal of the week and game-winning goal player in Joe Gallardo, the 25-year-old. Goal of the week, fantastic strike in stoppage time to get the win against Fuego. But 10 wins, not much changes for the Owls.
I mean, that's amazing when you think about soccer. I mean, 10 wins, not ties in there, 10 wins.
And they're not big wins either, Dean. They're a goal or maybe a couple of goals here or there, but most of these 10 wins that they've rattled off have come by just 1 goal. So it's fine margins for the Owls.
You've got to win those kind of games to win championships, as you know. So
absolutely.
We'll see. Union Omaha, the Owls in all white from head to toe, as we say hello to the great fans out in Omaha. And North Carolina FC with the blue tops, white shorts, and blue socks. North Carolina FC first place, Union Omaha 1 point behind in second place. USL League One action on ESPN Plus as Olex Anderson immediately in overdrive trying to make something happen, and Union Omaha will clear it. We need to remember Nebraska actually did a Nebraska women's soccer game yesterday, and a couple weeks before that they had 92,003 people for a women's volleyball game. My point is, Nebraska, they have the best fans for all the sports maybe in the country when you think about them pulling off that 92,000 for a women's volleyball game.
Absolutely, that's fantastic. Really, really great to see them like rallying around the local community and getting behind the teams there. I know the Owls fans, no matter where they're playing, really get behind their team, and they've obviously had a lot of success in these last few years as well to go with it.
Well, Omaha also features Creighton and the University of Nebraska. Omaha, two outstanding soccer programs, not that far down the road from Lincoln, where I mentioned earlier. So we salute the fine fans of Omaha and Nebraska, period. Here we go. 2 minutes in. Raheem Summersaw. Perez now to Nelson Flores Blanco. In particular, Andrew Tate, when you went to practice, you did say that one of the concerns, and you talked about it in the open, was dealing with Union Omaha on the right side.
Yeah, the problem is it's not just the right side. That's certainly where a lot of the productivity comes from Akoff. And then obviously looking to play with Brito and Gallardo and Skiers, and just the bodies that can get in the box. But they also can combine really well through the middle with Dolabella. And then they're not exactly weak down the left side of the team. So as much as they knew that was going to be an offensive area for them, they have to be aware of the qualities that this Owl side has throughout the team.
Hernandez to Summersaw, now back to Mikey Maldonado. Both these teams winning games. North Carolina FC won their last two. Union Omaha's won 10 in a row, so that means at halftime, when we take a look at the team of the week, you'll see a lot of familiar faces.
Yeah, it's crazy when the Owls rattle off their 10th win. I think they can only get one player in the starting lineup for the team of the week, but that's just how tight it is and how tough it is at the moment, the business end of the season.
Yeah, they loaded it up with North Carolina FC players this week. Impressive. Of course, reminding all of you that North Carolina FC announced over a month ago that they're returning to USL Championship next year. And meanwhile, their fellow team, the North Carolina Courage, are in the top 6. They'll take on Olal Reign on Sunday. Andrew Tate, Kendall Fletcher White, Jordan Kramer will join me for the call on that one. That'll be on Valley Sports South, 8 o'clock Eastern time from Seattle. Looking forward to that one, Andrew. I hope you are too.
Yeah, absolutely. I talk about how, when we look at the fixtures here, Dean, for USL League One, and you say, oh, let's look at the fixtures. I'm always like, that looks hard. Those are difficult games. And then we're looking at the NWSL, and it's even crazier, where the team that's bottom of the table right now still has a shot of making the playoffs with 3 games to go.
Well said. No team has been eliminated. They play it back to the goalkeeper, Rashid Nuhu from Ghana. North Carolina FC has gone a long time without their captain, Daniel Navarro. And I don't know how much you know. Maybe you can fill me in, Andrew Tate. I didn't get to spend as much time with John Bradford as I normally do. What's the latest on Navarro?
He was out there as well as Luke Kroll, who was another big signing in the offseason that they were really hoping to come in. And that was probably the pairing they were expecting at the start of the season, 2 experienced players that have been around the block. He was moving a lot better. I think they were hoping to try and get him back for the playoffs, but time is running out. And at the same time, Dean, as you're talking about Fernandez and Garcia, it'll be tough to dislodge one of these two at the moment, the way they're playing and the way they're complementing each other as well.
Long ball. Yeah, when you start to look at the stats for Fernandez and Garcia combined, their clearances, their headers. Ooh, what a great move here by Nelson Flores Blanco. He'll drop it over to Olex Anderson. Anderson tries to hang on to it. Sometimes I don't know how he does it. Then he earns the whistle. That is brilliance right there. And that has pretty much been the story of Olex Anderson all season long.
Captain Mayhem, isn't he? Just whenever the ball's around him, doesn't take the easy option, doesn't give up on it, and then he just gets cleaned out there by Suahi. The ball's definitely played, but there was a lot of contact on the body of Olex Anderson. It's a free kick in a great area. I'll tell you what, Dean, there was an unbelievable free kick from the captain who's missing out today, Garrett McLaughlin, from this area on the road against Northern Colorado. That was a big surprise, him taking the free kick, but don't want to be too many surprises on who's taking this one.
John Bradford, the top man for North Carolina FC. Dominic Casiato, the top man for Union Omaha, replacing Jason Mims. His brother Wes Mims is still with the team, the soccer ops manager. Rafa looks pretty interested here. Rafa's going to take a shot and saved by Nuhu. That almost went in. It does go out of bounds. They'll say it went off of North Carolina FC. What a shot right there.
And he just strikes it so well. I think he might have even clipped off the wall a little bit because Nuhu was late to get down, but does really, really well to parry it away from the danger and then get some help to get it away. What a save.
Big time save. It wasn't like Rafa had a ton of pace on it, but man, he hit that really well.
Yeah, no, it's tough to tell from the angle, Dean, but it looked to me the way Nuhu moved sort of late. Either the wall was doing such a good job of unsighting him from the ball, but I think it may have just taken a little flick just to make it a little bit more difficult in terms of a save.
So the first really big play of the game, Rafa Menzigen, after Olex Anderson Jr. earning the foul and the free kick from a dangerous situation, gets it around the wall, perfectly placed. Nuhu eventually gets back over there, gets enough on it, and then it goes off of Somersault, and we're still at zeros, but a big-time save from Nuhu, the goalkeeper for Union Omaha. We're still at zeros. Akoff. I'll tell you what, Akoff doesn't look like he's got a sliver of body fat either, does he? This ball is squared, and it'll go off of Union Omaha. You picked a good one in Akoff. He looks pretty impressive.
And he's lining up right beneath us, so we'll get a real good look at him in this first half. I'm just watching though, Dean, this is the first time we've really seen the Owls get hold of the ball and move it. And just the question was, how were they going to line up in that midfield area? Dolabella certainly sitting a little bit deeper, but there's a lot of rotation with Heel and Gallardo and Dolabella. So we're really interested to see how they sort of adjust to the veteran Connor Doyle being absent today.
Really nice treat to finally have Union Omaha here. First two games were in Omaha. They split those two games. Now Union Omaha in town. Omaha leads the series with 4 wins, 2 draws, and a loss. This is the 8th time these two teams have faced each other. They got some size all over the field, does the Owls, as Dos Santos, number 10, another one of those rather large players out there for Union Omaha.
Yeah, great pedigree. And Steven Dos Santos played for Tampa Bay and been around the championship for a long time, so he was a huge acquisition for them in the off-season. They kind of loaded up on some veteran, and as Coach Dom Casiato said, some very serious players in terms of the way they approach the game. So one of the older average ages in the league at 27, but a real championship sort of quality team here.
Indeed. Little touch there from Milanese. You like him too, don't you?
I could go through the whole team, Dean. I mean, I remember the game last year between these two teams at a similar sort of period in the season, and it was a bit of a dull, dour affair, but I don't think we're going to get that tonight, Dean. Just two really quality teams in fine form, really looking to fine-tune things ahead of, you know, a really big playoff push.
Cervania, perhaps a little lucky, as I thought he backed in there, but he earns the foul. And it'll stay with the home team, North Carolina FC, which had a strong week on the road with 2 wins, one at Central Valley Fuego and one at Northern Colorado, to move back to the top of the table. They won 3-0 at Fuego and 2-0 at Hailstorm, as Olex Anderson and Garrett McLaughlin led the way with goals in both games. So, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, yeah, I think that the rule, Dean, is when Jaden Cervania falls down, it's a free kick. I think that's we see it so often, don't we? He's one of the most fouled players in USL League One, and just keep an eye out for that, folks, as you're watching the game today. The number of times Jaden Cervania gets contact and wins a free kick.
That's so well said. He's fouled a lot. I think the fact that they have a Cervania and they have a Perez and they have other options. If McLaughlin does take a little knock, has been a big difference this year as well for North Carolina FC.
Absolutely. A lot of depth and young talent, competition for places. This is not the first time the referee's had to sort something out in there.
12 minutes in. Cervania. Good ball across, somersault! Oh, how did he not hit it? Still loose! Rafa Metzingen! And how about North Carolina FC? Rafa makes it 1-0.
And it's Rafa, the man for the moment, Metzingen. Cervania's ball in, looks like a hopeful one, but Dolabella gets his legs all tangled up. Somersault looks like he does the same, but then it falls to Rafa, who does brilliantly to dispatch it past Nuhu. Just falls to him kindly on that right foot, and there was only one place it was ending up after that, and that's the back of the net. I'll make that 4 games in a row now. He loves playing against Union Omaha.
He does. You had such good notes on Rafa. We had to add him to the rotation along with Olex Anderson. Rafa Metzingen, there's a couple things. One, he loves playing against Union Omaha. 2, he started off like gangbusters, and Andrew, he's heating up again too, right at the right time.
He's just feeling the Festival Latino, isn't he? He was all excited, I think, for it today. Pumped up, talking about his career growing up in Brazil. And
yeah, they had a nice little piece on him on the big screen here. That's well said. That was fun out there. They had some music going on out there. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I was hoping for some food before the game, Dean, but unfortunately, we just missed out.
Corner kick coming now for Union Omaha. See if they can find the equalizer. Snapped out of there by Nelson Flores Blanco. It'll go out of bounds and come back to North Carolina FC.
And we talked about the winning run, Dean, haven't we, for Union Omaha, and just how impressive it is. But they do give up goals. That's the one thing. If you're looking at the winning run, they've given up goals. They've scored obviously more than they've conceded, but they do concede goals, and that's something for them they've got to sort of look to address as they try and get into the playoffs, because I don't know how many times you can score 3 or 4 goals to win games each week.
13th goal of the season now for Rafa Metzingen, just 3 behind his teammate Olex Anderson. Olex Anderson Jr. second in USL League One in the Golden Boot race. For me, Andrew Tate, this is a nice change of pace, because it feels like a lot of the games that I've done here, yeah, it's been the opposite, right? And then John Bradford's had a great halftime talk, and they've come out as a different team. So to see them get the early lead, let's see what they do with it. It's going to go out of bounds and go back to North Carolina FC.
Yeah, I think it's well said, Dean. I think that's as well as as good as a season as North Carolina has. It's been their away form that's been the more impressive of the two areas there. They've been better on the road and not had a lot of possession and scored goals and managed to navigate their way through some tricky games. But at home, they've sort of come unstuck at times.
Acoff. Rafa Metzingen. And what was a scramble in front of the goal. Union Omaha, the Owls, unable to clear it. Perez, another just outstanding addition to the team, and he hasn't even been 100% healthy all season long, but every time he gets out there, he seems to do something special pretty much every game.
Yeah, they've got some really talented players in those attacking areas. All a little bit different as well. John's done a good job of rotating them.
Foul called against North Carolina FC. Select, the official match ball supplier of USL League One and many elite leagues throughout Europe. Visit www.us.select-sport.com for the latest Select products, specials, and more. Select, the player's choice. Free kick opportunity here now for Union Omaha. Gallardo will get over the ball. We're going to say it a lot. They have won 10 games in a row, not tied, 10 straight wins for this Union Omaha team. It's going to go out of bounds, and it'll be a corner kick.
They've scored 12 goals this season, Dean, off set pieces, but a good. Obviously, they're missing Connor Doyle, who just sort of hits this line drive every time, just hangs it out there for some of the big boys that Union Omaha have. But talking to John Bradford, they'd just come off the game where they played Arthur Rogers on the road in northern Colorado, so that was a good preparation for this one because he doesn't miss too many deliveries.
No, I like him a lot. This one sent in, still loose. Found the head of the big man right there. On the other way, Olex Anderson Jr. They play it to Rafa. Rafa now. He's got Somersault making an overlapping run. Rafa back to Olex Anderson Jr. He had to be a little bit careful because he was worried about being offside. They still keep the ball though. Perez looking for Rafa again. And now Akoff is over it. Good ideas from North Carolina FC. I think Rafa wanted the ball just a little bit earlier the last time. Essentially had to take just a 1 or 2 step check back to go get the ball.
Yeah, I thought the linesman's flag was going to go up, to be honest, Dean. I thought he might have been a yard or 2 off, but the assistant referee's in a much better position to me. But it was good awareness from Olex Anderson. And here we'll just see the Jaden Savania going down a little bit too soft there. And then there's the foul there from Maldonado, who gets his arm across Milanese, and the foul was given. But just going back to Olex Anderson, I thought, Dean, you know, when he breaks away there, but just the awareness now, the unselfishness that we've seen from him this year as he's developed, and he had a good 2022, but 2023 has been even better.
Oh, incredible, not just for this team, but even in international duty.
27, just starting to get into that peak of your career, aren't you? You're no longer a young buck. You know what you're doing, and you're developing. You're really starting to hit that period of your career where the productivity should be coming, and it is.
Yeah, he has played at MLS, so as you think about that move to USL Championship, a lot of these players would like to be a part of it, but this facility is so incredible that the way I understand it from John Bradford back then and even this week, I mean, people are reaching out to him on a regular basis. They want to be a part of that.
I don't know how John does it, to be honest. All the jobs that he's juggling right now in terms of signing new players, these youth players that they're signing, they're real hot talents, and managing the team that you've got right now in terms of trying to get results, but then also planning for next year at the championship level. Throw that in with being the academy director, and I was talking to him today, Dean, and he was folding laundry. So, I mean, we had a good tactical discussion about matching socks. He's got 3 young children, Dean, a little bit older than mine, so he was sort of giving me a little window into my future, and it didn't sound very promising.
You'll be fine, you'll love it.
Well, he said he was he folded all the laundry, they washed it, and then he put it out, and, you know, he sort of left it there for the kids to sort of do it themselves, and basically what they do is they take the stuff they need and then leave the pile and it falls over. So
yeah, that's it. Confession, I am the laundry man at the Linky house. Oof. And have been the entire time. I pretty much
people, Dave.
Well, people. I just follow her around and pick up after her. Glad to do it.
Just got to help out one way or another, right, Dean? Every little helps.
Yeah. I did love what you were saying, though, about Olex Anderson Jr., particularly the unselfish part. And, you know, last year we talked about it a lot, maybe to the point where people were getting tired of it. But he couldn't get his 90 minutes, and John admitted that he couldn't essentially get his 90 minutes in practice, and it's got to translate. So I think that is part of his growth. I think he has changed his dynamic from opening day of training camp, and he has brought it to the pitch on game days. Oh, we got another hard foul here. And guess who it is? It's Cervini down again.
Yeah, it's a strong one. Cervini knows it's coming as well. He's a brave boy. He just takes the crash into the back of his leg. And here we'll see it again. Just comes right through the back of that left leg. Just a sore one. Make that, what, 3 or 4 now, Dean, in the opening 22 minutes?
Yeah.
Just a glutton for punishment.
But like you mentioned, also a talented player.
Yeah, and another one, I think, as you talk about the maturity of Alex Anderson and how he's developed, Jaden Cervini, I think, has developed immensely this season. A player that was called on a lot last year, but maybe didn't deliver to the level that maybe we've come to expect. But he's still so young, 22, and he's great in possession. But I talked to John Bradley, said out of possession, he may be even better at pressing than Garrett McLaughlin, which is quite a compliment.
Wow, that's huge. What a ball a moment ago from Perez to Rafa. I don't know if you saw it or not, Andrew, while you were talking so eloquently. As calls Alex Anderson Jr. Perez, with the side of his foot, had the right spin on it to find Rafa. It's a beautiful ball. You're just popping in. It is 1 versus 2. North Carolina FC in first place. Union Omaha, they've won 10 in a row to climb just 1 point behind. They do have an extra game in hand, including this game. They'll have 3 more after this one. Just 2 more for North Carolina FC. North Carolina FC, their magic number to clinch a semifinal is 6. So if they get 3 points here and a Northern Colorado loss today, if the man who's always right, Brian Ware, is right again, that'll mean they'll clinch a semifinal home game, which is massive.
Just 1 more home game to go, which we talked about before the game, Dean, which is going to be a big ticket item here in the area with Shield Award night and the youth coming out. It's got a great crowd in here today as well, so that'd be great to really get a good crowd in here in terms of the playoffs and get behind the home team.
Flag is up. I thought Nelson Flores Blanco had gotten twisted there, and I actually thought the player was onside, but the flag came up late anyway, so it didn't matter that Nelson Flores Blanco completely got twisted around. He actually did well after the twist around to find the player. Didn't matter. Flag was up. We're in minute 25. Perez, another great ball to Olex Anderson Jr. Olex Anderson Jr. wins it back. Olex Anderson Jr. ambitious, but feeling it.
I say, why not, Dean, right? Why not? He's done everything done all his own work there to get it, and he's certainly in good form.
I agree 100%. We've talked about it before. I mean, when you're waking up every day just over the brim with confidence, it is such a difference maker, and he's over the brim and then some with confidence right now. Olex Anderson Jr. Golex, as they call him. Are the t-shirts out there yet? Do you know?
Dean,
they're out there?
every day I walk by and I'm like, ah, shucks, I haven't got time to buy one. I'm definitely going to get one though.
Okay. Maybe, I feel like Jorge Acuna should get you a Golex t-shirt, you know?
NCFC yellow in the 25th minute of play, number 24.
I mean, I'll sell him, Dean. You know what I mean? I'm there to be bought. I'll go out and sell him if there's a commission to be had.
Yeah. Well, he's earned it. Golex.
that's it. If you've got more goal involvements than Trevor, a man who's got 20 goals on the season, I mean, it just tells you how pivotal you've been for your team.
Akoff, wow, pretty clean ball with limited angle. It's sent across, side netting. That was really well done by Union Omaha. It will return. We got a little bit of pushing and shoving.
Gallardo, as he delivered that ball, got a little nudge from Maldonado and crashed into the siding there.
Looking for a little help from the assistant referee, but it will remain a goal kick for North Carolina FC, who courtesy of a early goal from Rafa Menzigen.
See it again here. There's a little push in the back there, just knocks Gallardo as he's off balance, and he bounces into the side in there. Not that this game needed any needle, Dean, but you know, certainly both teams up for the game today.
Nobody home as North Carolina FC bypasses the midfield line. This one back here by the Owls. They'll switch it. Now Akoff has made some really good, well-angled passes. He'll get this one back. Akoff, good with the ball at his feet. What a nice pass into space. Dos Santos, the giant. Wow, well defended. Nelson Flores Blanco. He's going to push forward. Back in the midfield. Union Omaha keeping their 10-game winning streak going with a 2-1 win at home. In their last game, the Owls defeated Fuego FC on Saturday, coming from 1-0 down, scoring the equalizer in the 77th minute and the winner in the 93rd. So this one is, to your point earlier, Andrew, far from over.
North Carolina learned that the hard way in the last home game against Tormenta. They were 1-0 down, 2-1 up, and then gave up 2 goals in the last 10 minutes. The winner coming in the 94th minute was a real sickener, but it was one that John Bradford described to me as a team that was playing for their lives in Tormenta, who were trying to keep their playoff hopes alive, and then a team that was just trying to compete. So really good preparation for this last few games down the stretch in the playoffs.
Brooks Thompson is part of the team of the week. Had to play that with his feet as Flores Blanco played it back to him with his feet. Under the pressure, will send it out of bounds. It'll be a throw in for Akoff and Union Omaha. It's going to go out of bounds. It'll come back to North Carolina FC. The referee now sees it. He's actually going to call it a corner. Minute 30. We've had the goal, and we've had a couple times with Sylvania down. NCFC has tied records for wins in a season with 17. Last time they did that, they were in the NASL. That was in 2011. Corner kick. Cleared out by Rafa, the goal scorer. It'll be a throw in for Union Omaha right around midfield. Minute 31, 1-0 North Carolina FC. They send it deep. Somersault. The Somersault Maldonado kind of double pivot continues to be outstanding. Olex Anderson Jr. Olex. Once again, a pretty good shot from Olex Anderson Jr. The Rashid Nuhu, the goalkeeper for Union Omaha, can take care of it. Wow, this one, we get away. Maldonado comes in pretty hard. Mikey Maldonado. He's another guy, right? Kind of a heartbeat guy, quite frankly, right?
He's built for this time of year, Dean, when everything's on the line. He's 100% committed to everything that he does, and you saw it there. It was a throw from Nuhu, and Maldonado was waiting in the long grass like a lion ready to pounce, and just got through before Akoff and caught a little bit of the flying fullback as well to go with it. It was a good passage of play, wasn't it? Somersault breaking up on the edge of the box, and then Mensingham with a little nutmeg trying to release OLX Anderson.
Great passage of play right there. Knowing what they're going for, trying to earn a semifinal home game, trying to win the USL League One in their last year in USL League One. I love what you said about Maldonado, knowing how he's going to play in those games that matter. He is going to be a rock for them. Now Union Omaha trying to settle back into this one to see if they can't find the equalizer. Akoff. Back to Akoff. Akoff. Really good ball. Cut back. Nobody home. Rafa Mensingham. Ooh, Cervania. You do not want to turn it over right there. Cervania, yeah, got him. Still a young player right there.
There was a similar moment, Dean, against Tormenta. At the end of the game, the ball bounced out to Cervania, and he had it, and he got kind of pressed by two players front and back and turned the ball over, and it led to the last-minute goal for Tormenta. So those are the moments where sometimes you just got to put your foot through it and get the team up the field. You see, it's kind of a combination of both players coming in on heel there. I think the referee's been consistent there. Sometimes they've gotten the ball, but a lot of the player, they're going to give a foul more often than not there, and a good opportunity for the Owls here. Gallardo. And that splendid right foot of his.
Yeah, I think John Bradford just is asking Cervania just to be a little more self-aware, right? To know where he is right there, not to try to be cheeky and play it into trouble where then the only thing he can do is to foul to stop the other team. He's going to get there. Here comes a pretty good shot, and it just goes over the crossbar. I don't think Thompson had to parry it. That was really well struck.
I didn't know, Dean. He was really teeing the ball up, wasn't he, on the tallest blade of grass he could find. I didn't know if there was a trick play coming, but he was teeing it up to get the wonder strike he was looking for. Just couldn't quite get the dip there to get it under the crossbar. But a great effort.
Proceeds of this event going to the Bucci Foundation. Go to nccarters.com for details.
So a big sigh of relief, I would say, from John Bradford and the bench. Player down here for North Carolina FC. It's the goal scorer, Rafa Mensingham. Looks to be okay. Garcia over to Fernandez. Now Somersault. Thompson, he's on that team of the week. Crowd likes it when the goalkeeper displays some foot skills. Thompson did it there. Here's Somersault. Somersault. Nice pass. Cervania. Olex. Yeah, drop it. Rafa bangs one. Boy, Olex Anderson Jr. had really made a nice run. Tried to get it back to Cervania. There's Santos. I'm not guarding him.
Don't blame it.
Akoff. Squares it. Cervania needs to be there. Shot from distance, not very pretty. As Dolabella will send it into the Oak City supporters.
I think if you're North Carolina, you'll take Dolabella hitting 35-yard shots all day long. It'll take something special to beat Brooks Thompson, and defensively, you've got the bodies back there to make that the best look at the goal they've had. First 37 minutes here, Dean, really ticked down without a lot of goalmouth incident for the visitors.
Ooh. Like a handball.
It was off his left abdominal, I think, there, Dean.
(1-0) North Carolina FC. Rafa just kind of waited as Union Omaha, the Owls, could not clear it. They just could not get rid of it, and he took advantage of it.
John Bradford giving a round of applause to the
2024 season tickets
level of the field there. Just doing a really good job of enticing Dolabella to try and force the pass into Akoff. You can see that they really shut down the space, as we talked about, shutting down the space down that right flank, and they want to go that way. They want to find Akoff because that's where a lot of the good stuff comes from. But at the moment, it's just not there.
Over the head of Cervania. One right back, though, by North Carolina FC. Lou Young with Rafa, and Rafa is fouled. As he's fouled, I can tell you that you don't want to miss a minute of action in 2023, even as the season is winding down, whether your club is on the road or at home. Catch nearly every second of USL League One action on ESPN+, the home to the USL, La Liga, the Bundesliga, UFC, and more. Sign up today at plus.espn.com. How about North Carolina FC sitting in first place and sitting on top right now, 1-0, minute 39. Nobody home. So it'll be a throw in for Union Omaha. Decent pressure from Cervania. That's good work from Cervania. I like everything. Well, right there, the touch got away from him, but good effort from number 10.
Not easy to muscle Sawahi off the ball. He's done really well there.
Yes, Sawahi is solid. Santos to Akoff. Oh, what a finish. Wow, brilliant, brilliant finish. Dos Santos got it back and then made the perfect pass, and the silencer coming from Union Omaha. I believe that's Heel, right? Luis Heel, did he score it? And we're tied at 1.
It's a big time goal. Dos Santos heavily involved there, gets the little 1-2, and he gives it back to the fans as well, just cuts it back on a play. And Heel, the only place I think he can put it with Somersault at close attention was in that top corner. Really tough for Brooks Thompson to see it, but what a finish from Luis Heel, and a big time goal to level things here in North Carolina. Something out of nothing.
41st minute. I like that you pointed out Dos Santos. Heel scored. Heel's a great player, a player that you mentioned before we came on the air, a player that Brian Ware also mentioned. But Dos Santos, as big as he is, his movement right there, I mean, the initial pass and then his movement into space to get it back, and then the second pass, perfect.
Yeah, I was almost thinking to myself, Dean, I shouldn't really say this. I'm doing my own good work of not saying it, but I was almost thinking this is exactly where you want Dos Santos, picking the ball up out here. He's not in the box, he's not getting end of it, but then just a little 1-2, and a powerful run to get on the end of it, and then squares it on a plate to Heel. And Heel, that's only his second goal of the season. I think I've heard people saying earlier in the season how he was cursed. They've had 15 different scorers, Union Omaha. That's only Luis Hill's second goal of the season, and what a big one it was.
Yeah, tied at 1. Sent in fiercely. Well, you can tell this game means a lot. Union Omaha did not hang their head down 1-0. I actually felt like, and I even feel like the Union Omaha fans at home probably would agree with me. I think that North Carolina FC, not only did they have the 1-0 lead, they had more of the game, Andrew. And now we're all even. Here's Perez. And who's got it.
Yeah, just going back to your point, I think it was one of them, like North Carolina probably started the much better of the two teams, got the goal, then they sort of sat in as they sometimes do on the road, trying to make it into a bit of a road game here at home. And Union Omaha had a lot of the ball but didn't hurt or cause too much trouble, and then, like I said, just something out of nothing there. Dos Santos picks it up, little 1-2, cut back for Heel, and the only place he could put it in the back of the net, and dispatched it perfectly.
Yeah, that was a solid finish. Nothing Thompson could do. Akoff. You said some good stuff would happen on the right side for Union Omaha. You weren't kidding.
There hasn't been a lot of action for Shaft Brewer down the left, or Joe Brito. Here we'll see it again. It's a ball from Skias into Dos Santos. It looks like he's going nowhere, but then the little 1-2 with Akoff, who waits the pass into him absolutely perfect, who cuts it back, and then Heel does the rest, finding the top corner.
Great work there by our crew producers, Kyle Lang. Of the entire crew, we got Kyle, Thomas Mahler, and Nick Forbes. This is dangerous again. Kind of flirting with potential penalties right there. There's North Carolina FC. Avoided. And now Thompson has it. It was good to see that again. Oh my, turnover right down the middle. Heel, oh my! Unlucky that wasn't Heel, I apologize, as that shot coming from Brito. And it was touched.
It was off the backside of David Garcia. Maldonado, heart and mouth moment as he passes it straight to Joe Brito, and clips it with the inside of that right foot, and it just flicks off Garcia's backside, and thankfully for Brooks Thompson, just wide of that right post. What a let-off. Almost self-imploding right on half-time.
Yeah. Well, and that mistake leads to the corner kick. And if they score off this corner kick, we just have only 1 minute of added time. Here's Akoff. He had the assist on that 93rd minute game winner in the last game to keep that 10-game winning streak alive. That'll go off with Cervania. Akoff continues to do a little bit of pushing and shoving.
Something tells me these two teams don't really like each other.
Yeah.
I think there's some respect, but there's not a lot of love. Feels like a playoff game.
Well, it means something. You play 32 games, you win that regular season. Granted, if you don't win the championship when it's done, which often happens, you're bummed out. But to me, winning that regular season with that many games, with this much talent in USL League One, that's something, and that's part of the spirit of what we're seeing. You're right, they don't like each other, but they got a lot. There's a lot on the line here, Mr. Tate. Right?
Absolutely.
And that is the first half whistle.
Ladies and gentlemen, at halftime, your score, North Carolina FC 1.
Rafa Mentzingen,
Omaha 1.
picked by Andrew Tate, delivered the first one. Heel with the answer for Union Omaha. It's halftime in Cary, North Carolina. We're going to step aside with the score. First place, North Carolina FC 1. Second place, Union Omaha 1.
Some of my most satisfying days is providing care to people that couldn't otherwise get it or afford it. You know, at the end of the day, I'm a child of immigrants. So for me, it's real. It means something.
When I met Dr. Riccobeni, that was one of the things that he said. He's like, you're going to do the best care that you can at the best price.
You got to try to do what's right for the people that you treat and do it in a fashion that is both affordable but gives them the kind of quality that they deserve.
Riccobeni Associates Family Dentistry. Changing lives, one smile at a time.
Teens are under a lot of pressure, especially when it comes to underage drinking. They may not say a word, but as a parent, you can see the signs. We can help you help your teen. Go to talkitoutnc.org. Get great ideas on how to start the conversation about alcohol. So, talk to your teen about drinking. You might be surprised at their reaction.
Back on the road. Back in the saddle. Back to the land. Back in the game. Back in the swing of things. WakeMed Orthopedics. Get back your life. And get back in the groove.
That's why Lenovo launched the Evolve Small Initiative. We gave every small business the opportunity to use Queen Latifah as the face of their marketing with their own customized video. So far, Lenovo Evolve Small, in partnership with AMD and Microsoft, has helped over 1,000 women and minority-owned small businesses to thrive. With more than $2.4 million in grants, tech, mentorship, and marketing resources. Stay tuned for what's next with Lenovo Evolve Small.
Beautiful night for the beautiful game. Fans young and old having a good time at WakeMed Soccer Park in Cary, North Carolina. Where your halftime score is North Carolina FC, who sit in first place of USL League One with 1. Union Omaha, who've won 10 games in a row, there in second place. They also have scored 1. They got the equalizer late in the first half. Alongside Andrew Tate, I'm Dean Linky. Down the stretch we go. Just a few games remaining on the schedule, and every game means something.
Yeah, and for North Carolina, just the trip, one more away trip. Could be the last time they're on the road if they could take care of business today and in the next couple of games. But a tough one at Lexington. They're a tricky team this year. And then the last game of the season, 1 Knoxville at home. Hopefully a big game for them there to cap the season.
Yeah, get your tickets for that last game to really get behind this team, because it could mean perhaps winning the league and or clinching that semifinal as well. That is what is left as they face the Fighting Sam Stockleys first, and then that last game. Meanwhile, Union Omaha with 3 games left.
And that's a tough one, Dean. They've got some tricky games there. If you look at that, they've got to go to Charlotte midweek, and then they play South Georgia Tormentor, who right now, those last 2 teams, South Georgia Tormentor and Fort Madison, they're right on the cusp of the playoffs. They could be fighting tooth and nail to get in. So some really tough games for them there.
What an exciting USL League One season it's been. There's no one better at covering it than Brian Ware. We'll get his news and notes and so much more when we return. Halftime, tie North Carolina FC, Union Omaha at 1s.
We all have goals. But let's be honest. Most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Check that shot out. I think there's only one cloud in the sky, and it's just, now it's disappearing. Full moon is out for a big-time matchup here. North Carolina FC and Union Omaha tied at 1. So let's take a look at the standings again. Union Omaha, nope, we're going to go to the scoreboard first.
Yeah, and the big one there, obviously, we've got one eye on the Greenville, Northern Colorado game, and would you believe the goal scorer, Dean? Place your bets now. Trevor Hartman, a brace. He's got 22 on the season. So that really makes this game interesting now with Northern Colorado potentially picking up 3 points there.
Yeah, they were part of that 6-point magic. May not happen there. And Hartman getting it done. Probably won the Golden Boot with those two right there, maybe. It's hard to tell. There's the standings. Break it down for me, Andrew.
Yeah, and the big one for me, obviously, with Greenville losing, it makes it really interesting because that's their 29th game, so that will tighten things up here. It'll just be a 4-point gap between South Georgia, Tormenta, and Forward Madison and Greenville. So with all those teams sort of playing each other these last 2 or 3 games, it makes it really, really interesting.
You can tell that even 1 through 6 could flip-flop around a little bit.
And yeah, and all the other teams at the bottom, Fuego last week playing spoiler, almost getting a point. They were leading Union Omaha going into the final few moments of the game there. So it just shows anyone on any day can cause an upset. So a lot to happen still.
All right, the news and notes. Brian Ware style. Break it down, Andrew Tate.
Yeah, and they've got the Jacks defeating the Mingos as they close to clinch. You know, Omaha C's getting the goal and the highlights of the 2-0 win. Madison struggling to finish, though. 1 win in the last 8. And South Georgia Tormenta making that big push to try and get into the playoffs. They came here and got a win. And Akale scores a free kick goal there. The midfield are now second on the team in goals. And Red Wolves carving up Lexington. Everyone was expecting Lexington to win that game. But the Red Wolves went there, and Felipe getting in the team of the week and player of the week in a 5-goal thriller down. Well, 5 goals for the away team.
These are news and notes of USL League One, and the team of the week loaded with North Carolina FC stars.
Yeah, 4 in the starting lineup with Garcia, Cervania, Anderson, and McLaughlin. I think it was Thompson and there was another one, I think, on the bench as well. Somersault, I think it might have been, but Dion Akoff in there. Pablo Hara's in great form as well as Tormenta trying to get in there. And as we talked about, Felipe with a goal and I think 2 assists in that big win for the Red Wolves.
That is your USL Team of the Week for week 28, as we've been going at it for quite some time, and down the stretch we go. We're going to take one more break. We'll come back and show you both goals in this one. North Carolina FC 1 and Union Omaha 1. Stay with us.
When it comes to delivering high quality, affordable health care, relationships matter. And after 90 years, we're proud of the relationships we've built with you, North Carolina. We're collaborating with leaders like Vici, supporting her efforts to help schools address the mental health needs of students, and foster care moms like Gail, working with her to ensure our state's most vulnerable children are thriving, and caregivers like Maya, partnering with her to improve maternal health. From lowering costs to building healthier communities, we are committed to improving the health and well-being of everyone across this state. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of North Carolina is not your typical health insurer. We're 5,000 neighbors, friends, and family working hard to make healthcare affordable, easier to navigate, and accessible for all. North Carolina is our home. We're here for you, all of you.
Weldon Mills Distillery, born from the rich heritage of North Carolina. We craft some of the finest bourbon and spirits that are destined to be discovered by the world. There are no shortcuts to excellence, and that's why our mantra is simple. Never let efficiency get in the way of excellence. The foundations of our spirits are sourced right here in North Carolina, and our commitment to excellence has led to our continued growth and expansion. We are proud to offer a broad portfolio of brands that will stand the test of time.
Bring home 7 days of savings with daily deals from the Fresh Market. Shop Mondays for buy one, get one free deals, including mouth-watering bacon and crab cakes. Tuesdays get chuck and chicken for just $3.99 per pound. Wednesdays save on shrimp and sashimi tuna. And shop Thursdays for tasty, easy meals under $10, including $7 pizzas. Then grab our 3-day weekend deals on the best meat and seafood, like gourmet burgers, lobster tails, and more. Don't wait to save. Shop the Fresh Market today.
Welcome back to Wakeman Soccer Park in Cary, North Carolina, where this game is high intensity. The winner, if they get 3 points, they'll be all alone in first place. Right now, North Carolina FC just one lonely point ahead of Union Omaha, and at halftime they're tied at 1. Let's go to work and show you the highlights. We'll start with North Carolina FC.
Yeah, it was typical goal. Alex Anderson's causing mayhem on the top of the box. Menzingen, I think he may have taken a flick, but maybe not, but knew who was equal to it regardless. Great save from the goalkeeper. But then here we see Savania once again. It's kind of tail of the tape for Savania, getting fouled, but then he delivers a ball in, causes a bit of confusion in the box. Dolabella gets there, somersaults around it, and then it falls to the man for the moment, Rafa Menzingen. 4 goals in his last 4 appearances against Union Omaha, but this ball in, Skias into Dos Santos, Akoff on a plate. Dos Santos, the big man, turning provider, and then Heel, the only place he could put it, the postage stamp in the top corner, as he silences the home fans behind the goal who've been giving him some jip, and a big goal for the visitors.
Look at the giant Dos Santos, though. He was so key as he'll get the assist under the full moon. Look at the possession for Union Omaha. I had it wrong in the first half. I had it wrong in a big way.
Yeah, it was credit to the home team. It was possession in the areas that they wanted them, but as you can see, it was the home team that had more shots on target. But the big one, obviously, is the goals, and it's tight. And you know, I think 1 goal in this game now could be what decides the game ultimately.
Physical matchup as well, with so much on the line. It's the rubber match. Each team getting a win in the regular season. As I mentioned, though, Union Omaha does have the series advantage. NCFC 17-7-5, 56 points with a +17 goal differential. Omaha 16-5-7, 55 points with +12. And you mentioned Northern Colorado taking care of Greenville right now. Charlotte in the middle of it. Forward Madison. Forward Madison is one of those cagey teams too, where we've seen them do great things, and they could also be a little dangerous if they get in.
Yeah. Tough to call, Dean. I think whoever comes in, it's about being hot at the right time, right? We talked about these 2 teams wanting to win the Players' Shield and finish on top. We saw Richmond do it last year and then crash out in the playoffs. So it's all about who gets hot at the right time. And you know, South Georgia Tormenta came in here and were playing for their lives. Every game for them is a playoff game right now, and they got to keep on winning. So it'll be interesting to see how they get on this weekend against a Richmond team who know their season's over. It's not been what they'd want, but they're playing for pride, and we'll see how this shakes out. Certainly a lot of twists and tails to come.
Both teams making their way back out onto this beautiful pitch here, WakeMed Soccer Park. The moon is beautiful. It's really a perfect night. I actually brought 1 more layer just in case, but it's ideal. Yeah,
this is fantastic fall weather. We've had a few strange storms in the area the last few weekends, Dean. I don't know if you've been on your travels. We've had Hurricane Ophelia last weekend that brought some crazy wet weather. But yeah, this is what we sign up for in October. Was it low 70s, low wind, and look at that moon now just hanging over the,
I know,
the
so
stand
beautiful,
over there.
yeah. Great job by our crew. Kyle Lang, Kevin Tucker, Thomas Mahler, Nick Forbes, Trevor Gorman, Brian Ware. Trevor Groman, my bad. Trevor, you know what I meant. Mentz again, and they'll bring it back.
Clash of heads, I think, there.
Wow, 62% of the possession for Union Omaha in the first half.
You can see they just coming together there. It was face on face. Glad to see both players up and moving now, and that'll be that man, Joe Gallardo, standing over it.
Wow, when you look at the size that Union Omaha puts on the top of the 18, I mean, there's no way he's shooting this. Yeah, drops it, goes left side, and Brooks Thompson is there. Yeah, you mentioned he was just on the outside of making that team of the week as well as getting some votes. What do you make of Thompson, who's had to fill in for Holiday?
Yeah, I think it was a tough early baptism, wasn't it? Thrown in at the deep end, and they were picking up wins here and there, and not really many of the shutouts and the clean sheets that you want as a goalkeeper and in a back line. But now with that back line being settled and going away recently and just getting those 6 points on the road after the defeat here against Tormenta late on, I think that was a credit to him, and he looks like he's really got his feet under him now as a young player going out and playing senior men's football. It's a great opportunity for him to really go and seize and hopefully get a trophy at the end of it.
Maldonado played that one out of the back. It'll find Perez with his left foot. He'll play it over the top, and nobody's there.
Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access Tuesday nights at 7 Eastern. Plus, hear live matches from the USL, MLS, English Premier League, and more. All on Sirius XM 157 and the Sirius XM app.
Nelson Flores Blanco wins it at midfield. Just getting rolling, 3 minutes into the second half with so much on the line. 56 points for North Carolina FC, 55 for a team that's won 10 in a row in Union Omaha. Lou Young.
I was thinking at half-time, Dean, I think that's he hadn't said his name, I don't think, in the first half.
No,
Lou Young. You're the
I'm a
chief
big
of his
fan.
fan club. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Rafa Menzigen. Good ball dropped. That was Perez. Some of the things Perez can do are a little different than a lot of the other players out there.
Yeah. Je ne sais quoi, right?
Yeah. Just a little late on the slide there.
What a touch from Gallardo.
Yeah, Gallardo's been good. This guy's been good too. Dos Santos, as I say, he spills over himself. Can barely walk, but man, he was great on that equalizer. Rafa pushed to the ground. We talked about it already before the game. It was happening as the USL is celebrating Hispanic Latino Heritage Month with stories, events, and more, bringing to life this special celebration across the league. Go to uslsoccer.com/Hispanic Hispanic-Heritage to learn more. On the United Soccer Coaches podcast, I've given the Latino soccer coaches community a podcast takeover with 5 straight weeks where they have brilliant guests. Maldonado will switch it. Here is Lou Young. Garcia. Union Omaha. For at least a year, former Creighton coach, Penn State coach, Smiling Bob Warming had moved back to Omaha and was part of the technical staff. Now retired and hanging out in Omaha. We'll say hello to the Warming family. Boy, Dos Santos does the defensive work, which is another reason why the possession arrow is heavily in favor of the team in the white jerseys. Those are the visitors from Omaha. You know, it's interesting. You think about all that Garrett McLaughlin does, right? It's definitely been the year of Golex, right? We know that. Rafa, 16 and 13 respectively in goals. The 13th scored tonight by Rafa. But McLaughlin's had himself another great year as well. And I think he plays a role in how the possession arrow dictates, because he puts so much pressure on it that it allows North Carolina FC to win the ball back at different parts of the field.
Yeah, well said. He's captain for a reason, Dean, isn't he? He's sort of sacrificed himself, I think, a little bit this year for the team, and he's a guy I've got a lot of time for. Whenever I stop by training, he always comes and has a chat with me, and he's a great person to talk about. And I think right now, based on after his free kick, Dean, which I said to Garrett, how many free kicks have you taken this season? He says 1. And where did that one free kick go? In the back of the net. So he's 1 for 1, and now he's obviously sitting this one out. But I think I saw this week that he's now positioned himself only behind Terzaghi with the most goals in League One history. So no better accolade or place to be, I would say.
Yeah, they miss him, and he's not available to come in as this one's sent across. It'll be headed down and out of bounds for a corner kick. Corner kick coming to Union Omaha.
And that's not a look that North Carolina wants to see very often. Dion Akoff with oceans of space to deliver a ball into a dangerous area, and Gustavo Fernandez well positioned there to stoop and head it behind. But you can see why Union Omaha steamroll teams, can't you? Just they get it done.
Yes. See what they can create out of this corner. Found Cervania first. Rafa with a pretty good touch to Olex Anderson Jr. Akoff did enough to throw Olex Anderson Jr. off. I actually think, Andrew, if he gets by Akoff, it's on for Olex Anderson Jr. Right? That was the last one he had to beat, no?
Yeah, he just hasn't had a lot of service today, has he? He's done a lot of work out of possession, just despite the first 15 minutes, really very little in terms of on the ball in possession opportunities for Olex Anderson to cause any trouble.
Once again, the right side. Dangerous, really good ball served in. Brito will head that one over. It'll come back to North Carolina FC. But, well, you told me a couple days ago that they're so good on the right side. They continue that here in the second half.
Yeah,
it's a better start for the first half. They were a little bit slow out of the traps, and second half they're much more on the front foot, building that pressure, getting Akoff involved as much as they can.
This combination back here with Fernandez and Garcia might make it tough for Navarro to get back in there. Garcia leads the team in clearances and headers, while Fernandez leads in blocks and his tackles.
It was well navigated by North Carolina there. You can see the Owls here starting to press a lot higher in this second half, and Brooks Thompson with that left foot, not his stronger foot, was able to clip a great ball out to Flores Nelson, and for a moment there they were almost creating a really good attack.
You could be watching a preview of what could turn out to be the championship game for USL League One. Who knows? Decent chance of it, though. Union Omaha, they're a fun team to watch, and I keep talking about their size, but I almost feel like the bigger they are, the softer their feet are. I mean, technically they're pretty good, these big players for Union Omaha. Look at this guy, Dos Santos. Huh. I'm not sure I would have given it to him there. I think I would have. I mean, he probably earned it, but it was quite the assumptive close right there.
Yeah, Dean, to your point, yes, they've got size, they've got power, but they can play. That's right. When you look at them, I was talking to John Bradford, and he certainly gave them the praise of, as the teams they've played or come up against, and you look at them and you're preparing for them, the best team in the league at this point in time.
Tremendous start for North Carolina FC on what was really just a messy clearance from Union Omaha. Nothing like what they have represented for a long time. I mean, it was just they didn't clear it. It was a bad clearance, and Rafa benefited. But then Union Omaha got the equalizer, and they have created a lot of opportunities like this. This is a shot, not on frame. Brooks Thompson will take that all day, every day. If you're wondering who's on the bench for North Carolina FC, along with the backup goalkeeper Tor Saunders, it's DJ Benton, Max Flick, Marvin Mariche, Luis Arriaga, Preston Pop, and Nathan Natalu. You've seen more of Natalu than me. What have you seen out of him?
Yeah, he's just a different striking proposition. Allows him, he can play up there by himself. He's a big body. He's provided a few assists so far, but certainly a good weapon to have off the bench. And I think the question for John Bradford is, as this game goes on, it'll be with you. Are you looking to pair him with Olex Anderson, or would it be a like for like? And I think that will just come down to the situation and where Golex is in terms of his energy bar.
Energy bar. Rafa will give it up. There's the Olex Anderson Jr. energy bar. Liu Young falls down, kept alive. Oh, Perez, he's so good. When he can pop it and it falls to that left foot, he can crank it. Well done by Union Omaha to know that that was coming.
Rashid Nuhu coming up absolutely huge there. He was one of those players, Dean, in the off-season that I thought, I believe, or correct me if I'm wrong, I think he's the League One goalkeeper of the year, and I thought for sure someone was going to snap him up and take him to a higher level, so I was surprised to see him back here with Union Omaha. Big-time goalkeeper.
Yeah, he's phenomenal, great quickness. He also got decent feet, too.
He's got some company this year in terms of goalkeepers, though, with Lalo Delgado and Byrne Shipman in unbelievable form.
Union Omaha came into this game 51 goals scored. North Carolina FC 54. Scoring goals has not been a problem for North Carolina FC. And it's not been a problem for Union Omaha.
And we're swinging back the other way. We were just talking about how Union Omaha started the second half well, but North Carolina starting to stamp their authority a little bit.
Looking for Cervania. It's interesting. We continue to give a lot of credit, and he deserves it, to Brian Ware for really just great research. And the two players that he picked out for Omaha are Dos Santos and Heel. Dos Santos to heel for the equalizer.
Well, Akoff passed it to Dos Santos, did
Well, you're right. You get credit for Akoff too. I'll give you that for sure.
I just need to be in college. Get the second assist. That's me.
Yeah. No, Akoff's been brilliant.
That is funny though. Classic Brian.
Yeah. Well, and he knows that Dos Santos played at Rochester, Pittsburgh, Ottawa, and Tampa Bay at USL Championship. You'd already mentioned the fact that to get him to come to Union Omaha was massive. Second on the team in goals with 8-5 during the win streak, most on the team. 69 career goals in USL Championship with those 4 teams. Talking about Dos Santos, who's got the assist here for Union Omaha. I was surprised Rafa didn't bring it back to Liu Young. There was really nobody there as he sent it forward. Good tackle by Rafa. Not sure why Cervania let it go out of bounds. It'll come back to Union Omaha. North Carolina FC's got to clean up a couple things right now.
Yeah, that's one like Mensing, and like you said there, if he's gonna give it away down in the corner flag at the opposite end of the field. Don't hand it back to them in their own camped in your half. And these are the moments. What I had to do is a lot out of possession, be patient. You just wonder how much that workload. It's a lot harder to run without the ball, chasing the team as they're controlling and dictating play. You just wonder how much that will take its toll towards the end.
Yeah, what a great point. Akoff, man, he can fly. Wow, he's got a different level.
He's 32, Dean. It doesn't look like he's slowing down, does
No, he doesn't. I mean, he reminds me of like this. I realize this is a soccer game, but sometimes you go to an NBA game and there's 1 or 2 players. Like, for instance, I saw Cleveland play Chicago this year, and Donovan Mitchell was the first time I saw him up close, and I'm like, oh my God. I mean, the guy just got a different level. Akoff's got that kind of different level.
Yeah. You can tell that he played as a winger for most of his career. Now he loves to get forward. That's just the modern day fullback now. Loves to get forward, loves to get involved. Just a great transition for him later in the career as an outside back. You see that in the Premier League. Ashley Young's a player now that's played a lot in the Premier League and won lots of trophies, and he's sort of reverted now to the outside back role and doing a good job.
So Union Omaha looked to be the first team to make the changes. Meza out of Washington State. And Lagos Kunga from Angola. He played for Des Moines last year. There's a pretty good ball from Liu Young to Cervania. Nice sliding tackle coming in just in time. There was Mila Mesa. I mean, that's a big time tackle right there.
Yeah, and it was actually a pass back as well, which then Nuhu just clipped over the North Carolina head as they play out of it perfectly.
It was Dolabella that pushed it wide to Akoff. Now Akoff trying to eliminate players. A good dummy here. Summersaw does enough. Here's Perez, gets it back to Summersaw.
Look who's back there, Dos Santos. Wow.
Well, but look who's not back there. There was no blue jerseys joining in. Summersaw had won it with a great touch back from Perez, but nobody else was making a run.
That might be the answer to our question, Dean, when we're talking about how much the toll of defending and chasing without the ball in this giant pitch here at Wakemed Soccer Park. When Dos Santos is the one tracking back there to take it away, and there's no blue shirts bombing forward.
And they're going to face some fresh legs as well. North Carolina FC is here. The next opportunity, 2 subs getting ready to come in for Union Omaha. Union Omaha from long distance. So here come the subs. Let's see who comes out of the game for Union Omaha. It looks like Gallardo, who was really good, is going to come out of the game, as well as Heel, the goal scorer. As you mentioned, he scored a couple goals, but he scored one today.
Not bad changes these to bring on Dean. Noe Meza, the top goal scorer. Big time player for them the last year and a half.
Substitution in the 65th minute of play, coming out of the game.
11 goals on the season.
Number 11,
not a bad change to bring on.
7, Noe Meza.
I mean, Kunga's, he's a real live wire. A lot of energy coming from this player.
Number 70, Lavos Kunga.
All right, good scouting report on both players.
66th minute.
Coach Bradford's got the whole gang warming up as well. We're in minute 66. Simply stated, Andrew Tate, I get the feeling that North Carolina FC is going to have to deal with a couple big punches here from Union Omaha, I think, in the final 25.
Yeah, and last time out here against South Georgia Tormented, there was a lot of attacking weapons that came off the bench, and they sort of shifted to more of a defensive setup, and it came back to bite them. So I think John Bradford will try to keep his attacking players on the field as long as possible. So the score's tied right now. You kind of feel like, I don't know why, but North Carolina's down a goal. I get that feeling just based on where we are right now. But, you know, this game still all square and just takes one moment.
Yeah, right there, Summersaw was so close to finding Rafa.
We got to remember that just 5-10 minutes ago, Alex Anderson was 1v1 with Nuhu, and that could have been 2-1. So, yeah, Union Omaha definitely had a lot of the ball and more of the territory, but as long as Alex Anderson's on the field, you never know what could happen.
Excellent point. Big time save from Nuhu. It was right when you wondered if Alex Anderson Jr. would bring that energy bar. Right when you said it, he brought it, but Nuhu was ready for it.
Just needs a power up every once in a while doing that. Boop, 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 boop.
And again, going back to Garrett McLaughlin, I feel like Garrett McLaughlin is part of that power that Anderson feeds off of. I just really feel like they miss him a lot. That's fair, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, you never want one of your top strikers missing from the squad, and I know he was kicking himself not to be able to go today. Something tells me he'll be back for the last game at least in this season, but they're going to wrap him in cotton wool. It's a player that you cannot be doing without going into the playoffs. It's one of them, just a training team. Whenever somebody kind of goes down, they were doing a bit of activation work to get the session started and playing a little fun game. And I think Alex Anderson went down for a second, and there was this hushed silence for a second, like, is he really injured? And if so, please no.
Oh, that would be terrible.
You know what I mean? Just in something like, just in a little warm-up, every little now knock or fall, you're like, is he going to miss out? But you can't go into things half-hearted. You've got to play every challenge, every tackle, every game, 100%.
Rafa needs to do something with it here, and he does earn the whistle. Lou Young, too quick there for the referee. eFootball 2024 is here. Live your dream, rep your team, and play as your favorite USL Championship club. Free to play, download now. eFootball 2024. Minute 69. The top two teams in USL League One. First place, North Carolina FC. Second place, Union Omaha, the Owls. Winners of 10 straight. Alex Anderson Jr.
As things standing, Northern Colorado would actually jump into second spot right now on goal differential. Still a lot of time to go.
Slovenia.
Union Omaha having that game in hand though.
Cervania, he is fouled. Yeah, I'll tell you what, man, you watch the Rafa's bent over, starting to, I mean, it's not hot, but they are doing a ton of defending North Carolina FC.
Oh, winding the pitch looks really heavy to me today.
Yeah.
I know we got a lot of rain last Saturday, but this pitch usually drains really well, but you can see just the marks from where North Carolina were warming up at the start of the game. It just looks a lot heavier, looks like it's taking a lot out of the legs.
Good point. Maldonado checks in with the bench and see what he brings back. Here's Cervania. Crowd starting to get into it here at WakeMet Soccer Park. Cervania, top of the 18. Dos Santos will send it. Here comes this pace off the bench that Andrew Tate just told you about. Minute 71. Good little touch. Dos Santos can hit it from distance, but not on frame.
'24 season tickets are on sale now. Be sure to scan the QR code of the video board. The 2024 season tickets.
Chess piece does John Bradford match
season tickets
to try to get a little bit more on this, to try to get a little bit more. I know the word is overused, but more energy out there for North Carolina FC.
It's one of them. It's a game you want to win, but at the same time, it's a game you can't lose. It's a lot of little chippy fouls, isn't there, both ways. They're very professional in nature, Dean. It's one of them you don't want to let the other team get that little momentum, that opportunity to attack and stop things at the root. You see it again here. Lou Young just skips away from Meza, who just sticks out an arm. And the ref kept his cards in his pocket. I think there's also the yellow card for Garcia in the first half. Is the only one I could think of.
Meza, for me, is like bringing in McLaughlin. Here's Rafa.
That's a good ball.
Nelson Flores Blanco. Perez, so close.
Oh, he's claiming a corner. He can't believe it. It's a great ball from Mensing and just feeds it into Flores Blanco, inviting that first-time delivery. It's a good effort. We talk about the energy, Dean, but it's North Carolina that are creating the better chances at the moment, despite the possession and territory that the Owls have had. This game's still on a knife edge.
Well, you're right. That Olex Anderson Jr. from inside the 6, and then that opportunity right there. Nelson Flores Blanco finding Luis Perez. Thought he had earned the corner, didn't. Really, I mean, the goal for North Carolina FC was a garbage goal. I mean, they're lucky to have that goal. No, I mean,
no. You're taking any which way they come, but yeah, it wasn't fashioned through maybe the cute play that Union Omaha created theirs. But I think for John Bradford, these are the games they have to hang in. These are the moments that you learn about the players, and can they dig deep? Can they find a way? Can they manage these moments? Doesn't matter how the win comes, but can you get the big wins when they matter? They got a big win on the road at Northern Colorado last week, and they could follow up today. I think it would really send the statement of who the best team in USL League One is. Right now, it's up for grabs.
Union Omaha. Better job this time, North Carolina FC, of getting all those blue jerseys back there. There was 6 or 7 blue jerseys in front of the goalkeeper, Thompson.
Yeah, the six white shirts currently chaperoning Olex Anderson. So this next goal, Dean, I think is absolutely huge.
Plenty of time for it. We're in minute 75. Andrew, you've been so good all year at picking out not only who's going to come in, but who they're going to come in for. No McLaughlin, no Shaq Adams. Who you going with and who they coming in for? Because you got, I feel like John Bradford, I mean, he hasn't looked down there much, but
no.
Actually, now it does look
Arriaga,
like
yeah, Ontalo and Arriaga, I think, would be the two that are sat next to McGinty getting
there you go.
the last instructions.
So who do they come into? Arriaga.
That's a good question.
I feel like Rafa's legs are shot, so he might be one of them.
And he didn't start the last game against Northern Colorado, so I know he's been nursing a little knock or two. So I think, yeah, you've got to protect some of these players if they're running down. Perez still seems like he's a live wire at the moment, but he's had to do a lot of defending against Akoff, hasn't he, down that right-hand side. So take your pick from the two wide players and the two front players in Sylvania and Goalex Anderson. I think you have to keep Goalex Anderson on now.
Yeah. Well, and I'd love to keep Rafa on too, but I don't think he's got the legs to do it. Perez.
I'm going to say Sylvania and Rafa.
Okay. I guess pretty safe. Does that send a sign to Union Omaha that North Carolina FC is content with one? Sylvania, there'll be a yellow card issued. Not messing around at all. Yellow card issued right away to Meza.
Meza can count himself a little lucky, Dean, because 10 minutes ago, right down in front of the Union Omaha bench, he grabbed a hold of
Lou Young.
Yeah, and that could have been a yellow card on most other days. And there, just lunges in, studs up. It's a yellow card all day long.
All day long, especially after the play you just talked about.
Yeah. I'm saying he's lucky.
Yeah.
But maybe he doesn't make that tackle if he picks up the early one. We'll let him off. But if it's on Jaden Sylvania, it's definitely a foul.
We have the best seat in the house, folks, for this matchup between 1 and 2 in the league, and we got the moon like right at midfield. It's incredible. Mikey Maldonado. Late whistle, but it does come in. So if you gave the answer, I apologize. I was distracted, but when you said who the two might come in for, does that send any kind of sign to Union Omaha that North Carolina FC is playing for the tie? Well, no, because Natalu can score, right? Yeah, so yeah.
That's why I think it'll be Rafa and Sylvania, because I think it's Arriaga can go in there and just help out in midfield and maybe give Summersall a bit more license to scamper forward. And then Natalu's a straight swap up top, I think.
There you go. Yep. Sometimes I just have to talk out loud, Andrew, to get to where we need to go.
See, that I'll get in trouble, Dean, if I do that. You're much better with your tongue.
Hardly.
Yeah, the question is Goalex coming off? That's the big question.
No. Boy, we did that so much last year.
He's matured a lot since then.
I mean, he's very much had an MVP. I mean, MVP of the league season, and we know that he's not going to win the Golden Boot. That's usually where the MVP goes. But, man, he's been a big reason why this team has been near the top of the table all season long.
I feel he's still got some juice in those legs for this final 15, I would say, 15 or so. Oh.
Mentigan. Yeah, that's a good call. That's the right call. That might be his final play.
Rafa showing a little bit of sharpness there too.
Yeah, 100%.
Pouncing on that loose touch from Shaft Brewer. We were getting the final warning. See it here. Just a little loose with the touch, and Rafa was onto it. In the wars today, Rafa.
Yeah, he's got ice bath on his mind, I'm telling you. Like, I've watched him a lot. He scored the goal, was in the right spot, and what I mean by garbage goal is...
There we go. That was the arm flapping. I don't know if you saw it. The arm flap from Goalex Anderson. He can't believe it. But it's going to be a straight swap, like for like, striker for striker. And then Arriaga will go in and take the role of Jaden Sylvania. Some fresh legs in that number 10 spot, helping out in midfield. But yeah, he's frustrated. Goalex Anderson, he wants to win, he wants to score. I think when he saw Big Talu coming on, he was hoping he was going to be playing alongside him, not watching him from the sidelines. But I can understand the decision from John Bradford. It's 1-1. You throw Talu on, you keep Anderson on. That's a real statement of intent.
Olex is still very animated. He threw up the hands again. He did not walk by his head coach that time around, and you caught the first
flap.
Yeah, first flap.
But to be fair, Dean, and I've seen this happens with my team, Liverpool, all the time, and Sadio Mane or Salah would come off, and you don't want your best players going, oh yes, great, I wanted to come off. You want them being upset, you want them being frustrated, you want them to be on the field to do that. So yeah, you just keep your distance from him, let him cool off, and you know, cooler heads will make better decisions. But the last thing you want is players coming off and thanking you. So I respect Olex Anderson and the competitive nature that he has. He wants to win. So
I feel bad saying this because I've got mad respect for a guy who probably can win USL League One Coach of the Year, John Bradford, but I don't like the decision. Everything you said is right, but I don't like the decision. You know what I mean? Like, I still think Olex has the juice to win this one.
Can't argue with you, but
Nelson Flores Blanco. Talu. Oh, wow, that would have been brilliant, and I would have had to shut up for life.
But I'll tell you what, he's left Rafa Mensing, and the kryptonite for Union Omaha has left him on the field, so. We were expecting him to be the first one off, but.
I think he was expecting to be off. I think he, no, I'm serious. I don't think he's up for it. I've watched him a little bit more separately, Andrew, and he's been bent over a lot. But we'll see. I mean, that play right before the sub, it was a good one from him. That's a good play right there, yeah.
Not an easy man to get over the top of.
Here comes Union Omaha, the Owls, 83rd minute. I'm telling you right now, they're not complaining that Olex Anderson Jr. is off. Sent back in. Meza. Clean player. Did well to win that one back. Not quite sure how he even did it. Talu.
One thing you say about Talu, though, he's much more comfortable being up there as the lone striker. Olex Anderson certainly can do a job, but Talu looks a bit more like a target front man, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. Let's see what Arriaga can do. Arriaga, can he switch the point of attack? Can he somehow switch it? Oh, a bit of a squander right there. And they quickly play it out.
Perez is furious that that ball didn't find him on the weak side. Just opened up, didn't it, like the Red Sea for him.
We're tied at ones. Oh!
Wow.
Can you believe that? It pinged off the near post, came across the goal line. It was almost harder to miss as Dos Santos was over there.
Is that a full moon up there, dude?
Holy.
Can you believe it?
We'll take another look at that. We were planning on showing you the goals, but we'll have to go to that first. I don't even know how that didn't go in. Do you?
Especially it took that flick, didn't it? It flicked off the defender and fell so kindly for Steven Dos Santos, and you thought, well, you didn't think, you knew it was going to end up in the back of the net, and somehow
he might get another chance. Oh, good job by Nelson Flores Blanco.
But I don't know if you saw it, Dean, but Rafa's race has run. He's cramping up.
Yeah.
But this is it. If he was feeling this 10 minutes ago, he should have told the coaching staff.
All you had to do was watch him. Let's take a look at that last opportunity while Rafa deals with the inevitable.
Yeah, Shaf Brewer, haven't seen a lot from him today, but he just flicks across and it spoons off of Liu Yong. off the post from Steven Dos Santos, and back off the striker, and somehow across the face of the goal, and hacked away by David Garcia. Would you believe it? What a moment that was. It was a lucky break to find Dos Santos, but then you thought the only place he was going to end up was the back of the net. Here's the first goal again, as it fell to Rafa Mensingen. 4 goals in his last 4 appearances, keeps that streak going. So a great start for the home team off the face of Nuhu. But then after that, North Carolina sat in, and Union Omaha took full advantage. Dos Santos turning provider here as he put on a plate for heel, finding the top corner. No chance for Brooks Thompson. And the only place that ball was going to end up in the back of the net was in that top corner. And so that is the tale of the goal scoring. But there, Dean, should have been the second, right? Because the big man cannot believe it.
I can't believe it.
Give him a hand. Number 14, Rafa Mensingen.
DJ Benton's going to come on now.
The 86 minutes for this hyper-wellness sub coming in. Number 18,
we have seen
DJ Benton.
Yeah, we've seen Benton come in and play midfield later in the season. We've also seen him be a part of like a 5-back.
It's a great athlete, DJ Benton, and him and Lou Young down this right-hand side now. A lot of athleticism there. Some fresh legs as well.
Meza, a really nice player.
Offering a lot of space. That's what Perez wanted to do, just tease him into that pass.
Tyler will earn a throw in. Olex is still not happy down there.
Yeah, I feel sorry for Tor Saunders. Sat next to the grumpiest man in the stadium.
Oh, Benton was so close to Garcia. It's one back though by Union Omaha, and they stay onside. Here's Dos Santos. Dos Santos, unselfish pass. He can crank it from there. '88th minute. Northern Colorado, is that final?
It's not final. Coming down to the closing stages, just like we are here. There's still 2-0 to the visitors in Northern Colorado on the road at Greenville. I don't think anyone was expecting them to go there and grind out 3 points in the way they are right now. And off the back of 2 goals from Trevor Armand, that will jump them up into second place. But Union Omaha will have that all-important game in hand. That could put them top if they can get 3 points in midweek against Charlotte.
And Northern Colorado will go to 56. North Carolina FC, if the scoreline stays, will go to 57. Union Omaha will go to 56 with Northern Colorado. Greenville will stay down at 43, so forward Madison will have a chance to pass them. Charlotte Independence sits at 47. 89th minute. Meza keeps it alive, back across. That's a foul. They'll just make it a goal kick. So Rafa Mensingen headed into the locker room.
Here's the North Carolina encourages international players about their World Cup experience at the World Cup in their own words, an evening with the Courageous Superstars. Meet select Courage World Cup players and you win exclusive gear. Proceeds from this event going to the Boosie Foundation. Go to
yeah, I mean, I think Andrew, and I know you're going to play it straight here with me, but when you're watching Rafa and you see him struggle 20, 30 minutes ago, and then 5 minutes after they make that double switch, he's got to come out. That probably makes Olex even madder, you know?
Yeah. But it won't matter if they can find an elusive winner here to get the 3 points. Well, the team, you know what I mean?
And Natalo's, yeah, he got himself in a spot there earlier, yeah.
Just wait and see, isn't it? You know, it's one of them. But yeah, the frustration's there, and as I said, you want to play every minute, but at the same time, John Bradford, you've lost Garrett McLaughlin a little bit in midweek. Your last thing you can do is lose Olex with a hamstring injury or something because you pushed him too far. So still very much in this game, 1-1. Oh.
Dos Santos. Meza, great tackle. It'll be a corner kick, though. Corner kick coming for Union Omaha, the Owls.
Ladies and gentlemen, the fourth official has indicated a minimum of 3 minutes of additional time in the second half. 3 minutes.
All right, just 3 minutes. 1 minute in the first half, just 3 minutes here.
Big moments.
Corner kick, Owls. Well taken. It was Somersault first. It'll fall back to Union Omaha. Akoff sends it back. Dos Santos will have a chance to serve it. It's knocked out of bounds off Luis Perez. It'll be a throw in for Union Omaha. Olex Anderson on the bench, 2 goals in his last 2 games. As we mentioned, building a case for MVP. Garrett McLaughlin, same out for this game. Cervania had an assist in the win. It's loose. Boy, Meza is just non-stop, as that one's not on target.
It's great work from Garcia, scampering out there to get in the way and get another block. A real tough afternoon for the 2 centre-backs, Garcia and Fernandez. Look at them, heads down, walking away.
I'm going to flip the table, not because I feel bad, because John Bradford and I have had to talk about the fact that last year we commented every game about Olex Anderson Jr., and he's such a great guy, right? He had a good sense of humor about it. Now I'm kind of feeling, with no McLaughlin, with no Adams, with some of these other injuries, a tie against a team that's won 10 in a row that hasn't, I mean, that's not a bad result.
Yeah, but we're not there yet, Dean. We're close. We're not there yet, Dean. We've got a minute to go. There's no guarantees in this life.
Wow. I go positive, you go the other way. You go positive, I go the other way. That's why there's 2 of us up here, right?
No, I mean, as a coach, you die by your decisions. And I think last week, there you go. Look at Dos Santos.
Wow, that's impressive.
Keeps, just like, where's he coming from? I don't even see him running, he just pops up. You just think of him as a big target man, don't you? And then you see him getting back today.
Nah, he's a soccer player.
Yeah. It's been a great game, Dean. Small margins. Both teams have had chances to win it. Obviously, both teams missing key players. Doyle missing for Union Omaha. That would have put Dolabella higher for them. Garrett McLaughlin missing for the home team. But both teams have had chances. Fine margins. We've had a full moon. We've had Dos Santos cannoning back off the post. And Nuhu making a huge save from Olex Anderson. But
oh
here we
my,
go.
This is massive here. This has got to be the last play of the game.
This is DJ Benton territory.
Okay. Benton's going to throw it over to Perez. This will probably be the last play of the game. First place, North Carolina FC. They'll stay in first place if they can get a tie. Boy, if they could somehow score right here. Andrew Tate called out Benton. Natalo's in there, Somersault, Fernandez. Still no love loss here in the final seconds. Perez, pretty good height. Kept alive, knocked down by Lou Young. Somersault turns. And that has got to be it, and it is. Final score, North Carolina FC 1, Union Omaha 1.
And what a game. It's Top 2 teams in the league going at it. Lots of action. Full moon here in North Carolina. Can't wait to see these 2 teams in the playoffs, Dean, and I'm looking forward to more soccer here.
All right, I want to thank our VP of Broadcasting, Jorge Acuna, and our incredible production team, Kyle Lang, Kevin Tucker, Thomas Mahler, Nick Forbes, Trevor Groman, Brian Ware. For the great Andrew Tate, I'm Dean Linke. Your final score, we did say 1. How about North Carolina FC, but Union Omaha with the answer. However, their 10-game win streak comes to an end as it's 1-1 here in Cary, North Carolina. Once again, final score, North Carolina FC 1, Union Omaha 1.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League League One cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League League One.